What's up, guys? Ben here from Blue Letter, and today I want to talk to you about the ladders that you need for cleaning windows. And keep in mind, I mostly do residential. I do a little bit of commercial, but if you're just doing storefronts, you don't really even need ladders that often. But having said that, these are good to have on hand. I've got these little giants. This is the 17 or 18 footer, and then this would be the 21, 22 footer. Depending on which brand you get, they label them differently. It's somewhere in that range. And then up here, I've got the 28 footer. Now, the 28 footer I use very occasionally just for chandeliers. I don't think you need these getting started. If you only have one ladder, then go with the 22 footer. But I found that 90, maybe 80% of the time, we can get by with everything with the 17, 18 footer. That's our favorite. That's our go-to. It's a lot lighter. It's easy to move around. It's very adjustable. And we use this on almost every single job. Anytime we go inside of a house to get a second floor window that's above their living room or something, 99% of the time, this will do the job for anything inside. If you're working on the outside, obviously, sometimes you got basements or other things that make the roof a little bit higher. So this is not the best to get roof access unless you're somewhere like here in Texas where you can see roof access is pretty easy. We don't have to go more than 10 feet up or so. And so this by on far does the job. Anything taller, though, you get to second floor stuff, you're going to want something a little bit more sturdy. And so for that, we use 28-foot extension ladder. And definitely I call them my angel wings, but they're actually called a ladder standoff. And so it looks like the little bull horns. And I put the little pads that they usually put on the top of the ladder here. I put them on there because the pads they come with usually aren't the most robust. And so every once in a while, we have to use these for really high interior, hard to reach windows. In my neck of the woods, that's extremely rare. But when I lived out on the East Coast, it was pretty common for us to have to bring this inside. It's just tall houses, really robust entryways, and so you just never know. So it's good to be prepared. A 28-footer gets me through most of anything that I run across doing Christmas lights or gutter cleaning in my neck of the woods. Now, if you're on the East Coast or anywhere where there's basements, essentially, you might want to get a 32-footer if you do any type of gutter cleaning or Christmas lights. If you're just doing window cleaning, you don't even need a 28-footer. If you're not getting onto the roofs, then you're good to go with something like a 20-foot or 24-foot max. 24-foot extension ladder should get you up to about 3 stories worth of glass, because 3 stories, you're actually not going up to the top of the 3rd story. You just got to get to the kind of floor of the 3rd story to be able to reach that taller window. And the ladder standoffs make all the difference so that you can get on top of the ladder and reach everything comfortably. And it keeps you from moving around or wiggling, and it keeps the ladder from sliding to the sides. And so with that said, my favorite star is the 17 or 18-foot folding ladders. And it doesn't matter the brand. It could be a Werner. It could be Little Giant. It could be Gorilla. There's all those different brands. The brand is pretty similar across the board. The ones that they sell at Costco, I think, are the Little Giants, and they actually have ladder stabilizer or leveling legs at the bottom of them so that you could actually use them in an awkward position over a stairway where maybe you have to have part of the ladder on a step and the other one step below. So you each do what you want, but I would recommend, if you're just getting started, if you could only afford one ladder, get the 22-foot folding ladders that do an A-frame, and you can use those for chandeliers as well. It's very handy to have. But if you're able to afford a little bit extra, then those 3, the 2 folding ladders plus 1 extension ladder would be the go-to. And again, I told you the sizes, 28 to 32 feet if you're getting on roofs. I rarely have to use the 28-footer, but occasionally it's nice to have to get up on top of the roof. Any other thing, I'm typically good to go with these shorter ladders. So if you are cleaning windows and you have any other pieces of advice as far as reaching higher windows, even if you've got a water-fed pole, we definitely use the water-fed pole, and they can reach almost everything. But every once in a while, you get a window that's in a place that's up above a rooftop where you have to climb up. And if you're on the inside, you can try to do pole work, but sometimes they just are offset. We've had some over an entryway where we literally have to walk back about 3 meters or almost 10 feet to get to the window. And so it doesn't matter how good of a gooseneck you have or what type of a neck on your pole, you're not going to be able to use a pole on the inside like that. So you got to get a ladder. If you're not into the ladders, then do pressure washing or something else. But window cleaners, we need to climb ladders. So minimize it if you can. But if not, those are the ladders that I think will work for you. That's what I use every day.